Hello and welcome. Today I have with me Bhavna Pagaria, co-founder and CEO of Indiazona. Bhavna, welcome to Republic Business.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Bhavna, we want to know more about Indiazona. What is it about? What's the thought behind it?
Yeah, so indiazona is the Bharat ki apni dukaan. As the tagline says, it's our vision to make a e-commerce marketplace for every Indian. And in this, we want to empower all the Indian sellers, the MSMEs, the small entrepreneurs, the D2C brands, the upcoming people, the people who want to start their own business, but they don't have the right kind of knowledge, the right kind of platform, and the resources to start their business. So we want to be a platform for for all these people, so that they get a fair platform to do the business. See, we want to ensure a fair visibility to all the sellers. And the type of sellers which we want to bring on our platform, they are going to be from all the different parts of our country. We want to, change the penetration of the e-commerce market. So right now everyone is talking that how much tier 3 cities are actually buying from e-commerce, but no one is talking about how tier 3 and deeper rural places there are products which has to be sold on a national level. So we want to reverse this landscape. We want to get sellers from each and every nook and corner of our country to be on our platform, and all the Indians can shop from that place. So the type of products that as consumers which we are getting right now is it is saturated, you can say it is commoditized, but we want to bring in that fresh type of products by encouraging those different sellers to come and sell, become visible to the customers, because right now they are there but they don't have the right resources, be it technology, be it geographical gaps, be it other resources to fulfill that scale. We want to come in there, we want to bridge that gap and just give a fair business opportunity to all the Indians.
You were working with Amex. After IIM, you've done multiple number
Yes.
of jobs, and then what was that point where you felt that no, I need to start on my own?
So I'll tell you, I worked for about just a year in the corporate, and in a corporate, see, there are the processes and everything is set. In big MNCs, I would say. So Amex is a big MNCs, all the processes are set. You are just working in that already preset system. But for a person who I come from a background is, my family is like a business family. My father is a serial entrepreneur. From childhood, we have been discussing all these business ideas and everything. So I have that zeal and I have that enthusiasm that I have to do something on my own. How can I solve real-time problems? What are the different, business models? How can things be made to scale? And that, unfortunately, in a corporate setup is not very, on an entry level, you don't get that. It can become a little bit monotonous. And someone with that kind of zeal and that kind of passion, then I realized that it gave me the nudge that I have to start something on my own to fulfill that need of mine, that passion of mine, that I can really solve the problems of people. I can impact a lot number of lives. If I want to spend my every waking minute to this mission, that I want to build the Bharat ki apni dukaan, I want to make business for all. So,
And if I have to ask you, from that moment of realization to actually taking the first step, what are the things that you need to put together before gathering the courage to say no to a salary and now going forward to uncertainty? What are those things that go in your mind?
I'll tell you, see, a paycheck, a stable job, work-life balance, all these things are very lucrative and you have that inertia that you don't want to leave it. But once you take that, the first step is actually the most hard one. Once you take that decision, of course, there are a lot of things that you are uncertain about, you still have to figure out. But it's just that one decision. Like, there are 1,000 reasons to not go, but that one reason can keep you going. And for me, that one reason was that am I doing the justice to the type of platform that I have received, be it my family background, the education that I have done. And I personally believe that I have that, the vision, and I have that potential, and I really want to do something for my country. And that one thing, that am I really doing justice to what platform I have been blessed with by the nature, it just gave me, that nudge that I have to really do this. So now when you turn towards that mission, you turn towards that passion, there's no looking back.
But I want to ask you, I mean, how important is, because money is an important element behind any
Right.
startup, how important is it to be financially secured or sound before you actually take that big decision?
It is actually very important, because for a capital, to start a business you need a capital. And in my case, I had savings from my job, and my family is like, my father is contributing it, my family is contributing into it. So with that support, I am able to run this. So in that case, I am really again blessed, and I have that kind of support and that kind of backing, that I have not taken any funding, I have not taken any debt. With my personal savings and my family's contribution, we are going ahead with this project. And that is how we want to, remain a bootstrapped business, and we like that. This is our vision.
But I want to ask you, as someone, I mean, yes, we all come from different backgrounds. If there is someone who wants to start up something and probably does not have the financial wherewithal, should he or she start? Should they not start? Should they wait for savings and backing to save to ensure that their daily bread and butter is taken care of?
I would totally, agree to this, because my philosophy about risk taking is, the amount of money that you are willing to lose. So people come from different backgrounds, they have different situations. So at any situation, they need to at least realize that, like, if this is the step they are taking towards towards their passion, like, this much is the financial amount that they have to set aside for the business to start running. So this is the runway that they can provide to their mission. So of course, people can opt for funding and everything. Right now, the ecosystem has become much more, for getting a funding is much easier than what I have been hearing from people that was earlier, what we have been seeing in the news. But before taking the step of, leaving your job and starting your dream business, it is, I would say, definitely that before taking that decision, you should define the risk that you are willing to take based on your situation. Otherwise, it will become a bit difficult to sustain that dream project of yours.
What are those 5 factors you would say are very, very important to start up?
Okay.
3 factors.
So the first thing that I would say is, like, the vision has to be very clear. Like, what exactly are you trying to solve? The business model might change, might evolve as per the need, but what problem you are trying to solve has to be very clear, because that gives you the goal, that gives you the passion. And the second thing that you have to be very, clear about is you have to be very clear on from starting your business ethos ki all these things I have to at least do. Like, for us, it was that we are not going to raise any funding, we are going to be bootstrapped. But for the other startups, they need to think about how they should have at least a beginning plan, so that they can not just be left in between, they are not left hanging. Then we have to think about the scale and the problem which we are trying to solve. Is that big enough? Because we have to also think about the profitability and the sustainability of the business. Because at the end of the day, it matters. Yeah. So these are the things which someone who is starting should keep in mind. Then they should also look for, they should be totally, from starting stage, no one can be totally aware, but they should have that learning mindset, that whatever business that you are doing, you should at least know the details about it. So I'll tell you from my experience, I am for the e-commerce marketplace that we are building. We are building the website, the app, and everything. This is a lot of tech involved, and I come from a non-tech background. And when I initially started, I thought it is easily outsourceable. I'll look at the business part, I'll get the tech outsourced, and things will run. But 2-3 months down the this outsourcing setup, I understood that I mean I was duped. That person was just taking money, giving me longer deadlines, and not delivering anything. So until and unless you don't know what exactly you are doing, you are not going to be. There are high chances that you are going to be duped, or things won't turn out the way you want. So you have to have the idea what exactly do you want. You need to have the answer to those questions कि मुझे ये चाहिए. अगर आपको वो पता है कि मुझे क्या चाहिए तो कैसे करवाना है will be figured out. How to get it done will be figured out.
Does this wisdom come to you through the past few months of starting up that you've gone through, or is it because of an IIM degree? I mean, does education help you start up, or does it's your own thoughts that do you have it inborn?
There are factors there. Of course, the background matters because you know from your past experiences that this is how things work. Education matters here because the process right now for doing any businesses, setting up processes, having things in place is really important. That's where a management degree comes in. How you have to run the show, how you have to plan. All these things are prioritization. Where to invest the resources, how to manage the stakeholders, contingency planning. There is where the education comes in, the knowledge comes in. But a wisdom is required, which comes from life experiences, which comes from the guidance and mentorship from people. So in my case, it has been my family, and it has also been another various people that I have met through in this journey. They have taught me certain things that I have become. And then most biggest is the experience. Once you get ki this has happened, then you become very cautious. You have learned ki this is how things will work. Once I got duped, I realized that I have to build an in-house team. I have to be efficient. I have to at least know that much tech which is required for my business. So that if someone comes and says ki we have to do it this way, I know that it's not going to happen this way. It is going to happen my way.
Okay.
So
if I have to ask you one process, okay, from 0 to 1, how do you start? If someone has to start up a business from 0 to 1, what is the process? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 checklist. What would it be?
I think 0 to 1, the biggest, that 0 to 1, that step is the biggest. In this phase, you have to figure out everything because yes, an idea is necessary to begin with, but then there are a lot of things that you have to plan to start a business. That how are you going to run, how many people are you going to keep, how are you going to reach out to your customers, all those things you have to plan. And that in that 0 to 1 phase you also get that testing, you get that critical feedback, all that you have to take. Once you go to that stage 1, you already have your basic processes in place. Then you can, from 1 to 2 would be your scaling, would be trying out different markets or maybe different different revenue streams for your business. But that 0 to 1 is the initial groundwork that you have to do.
Okay. And is a plan B required to be in place? Or there should be like, no, this is it, and then only you succeed?
I think if you are totally passionate about something and married to that vision, a plan B is not necessary because you'll modulate your plan A to make it work for the situation. You'll evolve. If I am on the mission that I have to transform the Indian business landscape, and if this e-commerce model doesn't work out for me, maybe I'll try something else. Maybe I'll go into something else. I will modulate this, but I will not leave my vision and mission that I
to solve that problem.
Yeah.
To solve that.
Yeah, that is my personal belief, that a plan B is not necessary, but if you keep evolving, eventually things will turn out for you. Yeah.
How do you plan to take on the already established players? I mean, we are talking about 10-minute delivery apps now. How do you plan to take on the established players?
See, we have plans in pipeline that right now we are just, again, that is my 2, 3, 4 which you were talking about. Yeah. So for me, it's right now 0 to 1. That the first is that I am going to launch on 26th, that our company is going to be live for customers, and that again would not be a very, I would say that it would be the beginning of the journey. It's not the perfection, because perfection is a journey, not a destination. So, and once we get started, we are going to go into different business models. We are going to go for global deliveries. We are going to go into hyper local deliveries. But those are all in the phased plans.
Okay.
Yeah.
And one last question would be that, how was this whole idea of reaching out to the grassroots people who do not even know that there exists a technology and that I need to be there to convince them? What was the groundwork required, and how many vendors do you have right now to get started? That's the final question I have.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, the convincing has to be done with not just rural vendors, but any person who is already doing a business. Because for a new business, if I go to any person, they are going to look at me with a lens of apprehension. कहाँ से आए हैं ये लोग? Who are they? What is their story? Are they really genuine? Are they trying to do a scam with me? Because right now there are a lot of scams happening, and to gain the people's trust is the biggest thing. And for that, we have invested a lot of time in sharing our vision with them. See, we are not taking any money. We are not charging any onboarding fees. We are not charging any consulting fees. Because, and even we are not charging any marketing fees. It's just a little commission that only will happen once the sale is done, when the product is sold. So for us, joining us, associating with us is a totally win-win situation. You don't have to put in anything. Right, and then the vision that we have, the emotion with which we are trying to communicate what we are doing, is actually what is convincing people. And honestly, I'll tell you, there are all set of people. We got a lot of criticism, we got a lot of rejections, but that is okay. That is a learning for us. It gave us a reason ki, yeah, they have a point. They do have a point. We have to work on this, and we have to come back stronger on this. We have to have that grit, because rejections are a part of the process. And yeah, that is how we have been reaching out on grassroots level. Then on grassroots level, another issue that we face is people don't have the right type of, they don't have the right knowledge. कि कैसे sell करना है, क्या होगा, हमारे को like what would be the logistics, how would we do the marketing, how would we do the packaging. So to set things for them, give them the right resources, give them the right vendors. You can take things from here. This is how you can do a listing. This is how you can do the pricing. We will take care of the logistics. Convincing them and supporting them to make them strong enough that they are able to do the business is what we are doing. And this process will take time. And we are ready to invest that time. We are ready to invest that resources so that people actually get empowered.
Would you like to share some numbers as to how many vendors do you have right now? I mean, is there any kind of data that you can probably talk to us about? From which parts of the country are they?
I'll tell you from which parts. See, because there are quoting a number of vendors which we are in communication with is like quite large. Like we are reached out to more than 1,000 vendors and in different parts of the country. But for them, like we are still in the process of streamlining their onboarding process, because we have vendors from Assam, Nagaland, like from the northeastern states where there is no reach of sellers there. So we have sellers there. Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh. There are different type of sellers that we are having, not just handicrafts, for all the different type of food material, the apple cider vinegars and all these things. Then from Odisha, they have pickles. They have different types of wooden products. Then from Rajasthan, from Gujarat. So we have pan-India reach, and we are reaching to the extreme states. We are going to Jammu Kashmir, we are going to northeastern states. We are trying to go to the less celebrated, less visited places, because right now, if you see the statistics, e-commerce sellers are mainly concentrated in the top 5 cities. More than 50% are coming from there. But we are not just going to those top cities. We are going to the interiors, we are going to the grassroots level, and we are getting the sellers.
Wow, that must be requiring a lot of travel anyway.
That is there. The team is working for it, and like we are totally engrossed in that. We are true to our.
Do you also travel and go out and meet these vendors? Are you
Yes,
also-
I
oh,
do. I do, because that is the part of the process. If I don't go and I don't see, how
Then
will
you
I understand their
understand how-
challenges? How will I be able to solve those?
Wonderful. Bhavna, I think thank you very much. This whole Make in India for the world slogan that we are looking at, I think you're truly, truly working on that. I wish you all the best for your venture.
Thank you
And
so
I'm
much.
sure we'll meet once again at a time when you're already at your 2 and 3 and 4.
I definitely want to happen. I want
Wonderful.
that to happen.
Wonderful. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thanks a lot.